Ladies and gentlemen, this evening you mustn't believe all the things I say. You must remember one thing. I'm only just a car salesman. And I'm actually an old professor that was converted into a car salesman. That's even worse. So back to tonight's topic. First of all, as managing officer of Toyota Motor Corporation in Japan, responsible for the Africa region, I'm often asked, how do I view the African market and its future? And this is what I want to talk to you about tonight. In Africa, I believe you find tomorrow's market today. This is a robust market full of potential with a great future. Africa is, however, not just one market. It is indeed a continent of opportunity and diversity. 54 countries, each with its own set of cultural values, business practices, and political systems. A cosmopolitan continent brimming with opportunity and potential. I sometimes get quite humorous when somebody says to me, "Do you know Cyril? He's a friend of mine, he's in Nairobi." I said, "Yeah, I do know Cyril." So there's a lot of misunderstanding still about the African market. The recent Africa Economic Outlook, published by the African Development Bank earlier this month, forecast a 4.8% GDP growth for the continent for 2014, with an estimated increase to 5.7% in 2015. This takes us back to the path we were on before the 2008 global recession, showing the resilience of the African market, with other markets still struggling to overcome the setbacks brought about by the 2008 crash. During the last year, 3 of the fastest growing economies, percentage-wise, in the world were in sub-Saharan Africa. Mobilization, that's the ownership of cars, is still very low in Africa, if it's compared to the rest of the developed world. Car ownership per thousand of the population in South Africa is about 103 vehicles per thousand of the population. The average in Africa is only 23.6. The median is only 10. Africa is the last frontier to be mobilized, and my dream from both the Toyota and the National Association of Motor Manufacturers of South Africa perspective is to bring mobility to the region and create opportunities and growth for the vehicle sales and manufacturing industry. We all know that transport is a key requirement for economic growth and prosperity. The total new vehicle market in Africa last year was 1.7 million vehicles, and we forecast that the market will grow to 3 million vehicles between 2020 and 2025. It is estimated that the used car market in Africa is 3 times the size of the new car market. Used cars are mainly imported from Japan and Europe. I'm not very fond of forecasting because you are always wrong. But if we make a very simple calculation and we assume that we achieve the same levels of motorization, cars per thousand population, as say South Africa, 103 per thousand, for the rest of Africa, which is currently only 23.6, the potential market in future in Africa is huge. Potentially, based on the simple estimate, more than 10 million units per annum in the longer term. Please don't quote these numbers. This is a very simple calculation. We need, for instance, to increase the per capita income from $1,767 the Africa average, to the 7,610, which is the South African per capita income. But people, the message I want to bring is that the potential for mobilization for vehicles in Africa is huge. It's indeed the last frontier for mobilization in the world.